name them here. So what I saw, Chairman, was that, for example, some of these people gave evidence at the trial of Jackie Salebi, but they didn't give evidence for the state. They gave evidence for the defense. And I was quite shocked to see this. And then we had, while all this is going on, you have these investigative journalists, for example, Sunday Times, Mail and Guardian, News 24, IOL, you know, the Star newspaper, and so on and so forth. What had started happening was stuff was coming out of the woodwork, which clearly implicated those people. And the catalyst for that was the so-called spy tapes, which I was shocked when I saw what was being published in the Mail and Guardian. And I reached out to the journalist and I asked him, is it possible for me to get these transcripts, to have a look at them? And in the story they wrote, my name wasn't mentioned at all. But when I got the transcripts, I saw my name was in there. And they were talking about dealing decisively with the O'Sullivan factor. So I thought, wow, somebody has a plan to deal decisively with the O'Sullivan factor.
And what were these persons that you heard on the tapes?
So the persons talking on the tapes, from memory, was a person by the name, well, actually, they never named him in the tapes. They gave him a code word. I can't remember what the code word is now, but if you get the spy tapes, I'll point it out to you. Not the tapes themselves, but the transcript. And the code word, Luciano, I think it was something like that. Luciano or something like that was his code name. And the other person he was speaking to was, what was the name of the head of the Scorpions?
Of the Scorpions.
Leonard McCarthy.
Leonard McCarthy.
That's it. Sorry. Just try to remember. So it was Leonard McCarthy and this Luciano, who I later found out was Andre Pina. And I also found out that Andre Pina had previously apparently been a boss agent during the apartheid era. So, and he was living in London. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, what's been going on here? And he denied everything, of course. But the journalists published that it was him. And he was the one that said, don't worry about the O'Sullivan factor. Because what Leonard McCarthy had said was, because what Andre Pina, who's not a state employee at all in any way, shape or form, he was referencing number one. And number one, he gave him a code name. Now, I can't remember which was which, but there were two code names. One was Owut, and the other one was Oyan. And one of them was the president, the then president, Thabo Mbeki, and the other one was Jackie Salebi. And then they had another name for Jacob Zuma. And they talked about how they were going to manipulate things. And their plan was to get Jackie Salebi off the hook and get Jacob Zuma on the hook. And this would never have been found out except for when Vusi Pikoli was suspended. Jackie Salebi, the Minister of Justice then, Minister Bridget Bandler, she gave instructions to a person called Mokoteri Mpshe, who became the acting NDPP. She gave instructions to Mokoteri Mpshe to make sure that the warrants of arrest for Jackie Celebi would be withdrawn. And this is before Polokwane. And my understanding is that the magistrate that had signed the warrants refused to unsign them. He said, you can't come to me and ask me to issue a warrant of arrest and then tell me we've changed our mind, we need to cancel it. He said, you need to bring an application to court to cancel it. And then what happened, Jackie Celebi allegedly was worried